Hey IMS, it's Mr. Shane. I'm in my backyard. I'm in the kids' treehouse that we were in before. And Leah is videotaping us again, and I want to do a little backyard science lesson. I hope you're doing really well. I miss seeing you every day. I hope you're hanging in there. And as always, just email or let me know if you have any questions. So anyway, here's a video about animals and how they obtain food. We've been talking about how animals move and what they move for. And this lesson is about owl pellets. Unfortunately, we would have regularly have done this in class, but I happen to have some owl pellets here, and we'll show you some examples of those and really talk about where you can find them. And you might be able to find them around your own house too. So basically, we're going to talk about how animals obtain food this week, and I wanted to start off with the owls. Today's lesson and tomorrow's lesson are going to be on owl pellets, and then later on in the week, we're going to talk about how frogs obtain food and kind of look at the frog dissection that we would have done normally. So we talk about different animals and how they obtain different kind of foods. And owls are really, really unique because when they go hunting, and as you know, they're nocturnal, they will hunt and they'll find their food, they'll kill their food, they'll chew it up and swallow it. But owls don't have teeth. So what they have to do is let their kind of stomach do the work. And basically what happens is they ingest things. You'll learn this a little bit more tomorrow in depth. But basically, they eat that mole or they eat that tiny little rodent, and it goes down their gullet. But they can't digest food the way we do. In fact, they have to spit out some of the things like hair and bones and keep all the meat and the nutrients. So what basically they do is they create what's called an owl pellet, and it looks just like a little round. It looks kind of gross. But basically, what happens is all those bones and that hair get kind of pushed up in their throat and they spit it out. It's called regurgitation. So what they'll do is they'll regurgitate what's called an owl pellet. And the neat thing is you can actually pick apart the owl pellet, and you'll see here, this is just one of the owl pellets that I have. Obviously in nature it doesn't come with a piece of tin foil, but when you buy them, they actually will kind of cook them at a high temperature so it gets rid of all the living things, and what's left is the hair and the bones. So what I wanted to do is kind of show you just some of the bones that we were able to pick out from that. You can see this is a little vole here that we have, and I'll kind of pull apart a little owl pellet and kind of show you that. What we want to look for then, and Leigh, if you want to kind of focus on that, is we want to look for the different things that maybe the owl's diet had. Was it a rodent? Was it a shrew? Was it a mole? Maybe even a bird, or even sometimes crayfish, or even insects as well. So a lot of times you look for the skull when you pull these owl pellets apart, and you look for the different kind of bones, the hind legs, the hips. You look at the jaw line. It's really amazing because you look at these bones as well. So let me pull one of these owl pellets apart here. They kind of focus on the bottom here. We'll pull this apart and see if we can see anything. A lot of times you just pull them apart and you really just want to kind of crack them apart. And this is what the owl has kind of spit out at the tree. And we're looking just for big bones in here. You can see there's a bone right there. It kind of looks like one of the skull bones there. Yeah, that looks like one of the skulls. What do you think?
Let me see.
Yeah, you can kind of see there.
Does.
And a lot of times, almost like an archaeologist with these owl pellets, is you can kind of pick through and kind of see real clearly what they look like. So you can kind of pick that hair off and you can see them kind of cleaning that skull off. We'll show you a little bit more in depth a little bit later on. We'll kind of do a little still video.
What's that white stuff on it?
That's the bone.
Oh.
Looks like kind of the bone kind of cracking off.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably cracked off from the front because.
Maybe. Yeah.
Kind of
so what you do is you keep pulling that apart and you basically find just some amazing bones. Now it does stink a little bit, smells sometimes a little bit, but you can see some of the bones that we have. You know, this looks like a femur bone. Kind of neat. And what I'll do then is I'll put the bones off to the side and I'll put the hair on this side, but you really got to kind of pull it apart and really see what's in it.
Yeah.
To kind of see. So we'll do a little bit more exploration and show you kind of some more bones that we find. There's another bone there.
That's like nice. A leg or something.
Yeah, maybe a leg bone or something like that. All right. So anyway, looking at our chart then, you take that chart and you kind of figure out what it might be. You know, we take this head bone and we kind of say, oh, look, it might be, looks kind of like that one there. So it might be like a small rodent as we go. So anyway, back up, Leigh. So tomorrow you're going to get a chance to look on the virtual owl pellet website, so I hope you do that. And then later on this week you'll get a chance to do a paper frog. Obviously you can't dissect the frog at home, but you can at least have a chance to do that. So I miss you guys, and keep thinking about animals this week as we go on, and I hope you do well, and have a great week. Bye.